This call is now being recorded.
Okay, so good afternoon all. So today we'll start with the second type of the beam, that is SFD and BMD for the overhanging beam. Okay, so in the last 2-3 lectures we have started with the SFD and BMD for the simply supported beam, in which we have solved near about 4 to 5 problems based on the SF calculation, BM calculation, and then by using that SF and BM calculation we have drawn the diagram. The diagrams are called as a shear force diagram and the bending moment diagram. Similarly, now today we will start with the SFD and BMD for the overhanging beam. Before solving the numericals, first of all we have to understood the sign conventions. If the overhanging beam is given to you at the time, which type of the sign conventions we have to use for the SF calculation and the BM calculation. So here I am saying that whatever the sign conventions we have used already for the simply supported beam, same sign conventions we have to use for the overhanging beam also. So what is the sign conventions we have used for the simply supported beam? The first requirement is that we have to start SF and BM calculation from the left side of the beam. We have to start SF and BM calculation from the left side of the beam. Same sign conventions we have to use for the overhanging beam, means if the overhanging beam is given to you at that time, again we have to start the SF and BM calculation from the left side of that particular beam. This is the first requirement. Second, if that overhanging beam, if it is subjected to the number of forces, some of the forces are moving in upward direction, maybe reactions always are in upward direction, and whatever the point loads are there, or maybe we are converting the UDL into the point load, we are converting UVL into the point load, that all the types of loads are acting in the downward direction. Therefore, for the upward forces, always we have to take it as a positive, and for the downward forces we have to take it as a negative. Similarly, if we are taking the moment as a clockwise, take clockwise movement as a positive. If we are taking the movement as a anti-clockwise, take that movement as a negative. So whatever the sign conventions we have already used for the simply supported beam, same sign conventions we have to use for the overhanging beam. But there is a basic difference between the simply supported beam and the overhanging beam. What is meant by the simply supported beam? The beam which is supported at the two ends only. The beam which is supported at the two ends only, that particular beam is called as a simply supported beam. But what is the definition of the overhanging beam? The beam whose end portions are extended beyond the support, either from one side or either from the both sides. For example, let us see here. Here I will draw the overhanging beam. So this is one support, this is another support, this is point A, this is point B, and last this is point C. One more figure I will draw. This is point A, B, C, and D. So the figure number 1 and the figure number 2 both are comes under the category of overhanging beam, because as per the definition, the beam whose end portions are extended beyond the support. So in the figure number 1, the beam is supported at point A, also the beam is supported at point B, but after point B, again beam is extended up to the point C. Therefore, this type number 1 or figure number 1, it comes under the category of overhanging beam. Similarly, in case of a second figure, the beam is supported at point B as well as it is supported at point C, but at the left side the beam is extended, also at the right side the beam is also extended. That means from the both side the beam is extended beyond the support. Supportच्या बाहेरच्या बाजूला पण तुमचा beam काय झालेला आहे, extend झालेला आहे. Therefore, this particular second figure is also comes under the category of overhanging beam. So this is the basic difference between the simply supported. So if here I will draw the simply supported beam, it is supported at the two ends only, point A and point B. So whatever the figure number 3 is there, that figure number 3 represents the simply supported beam, in which the beam is supported at the two ends. जिथं beam तुमचा संपतोय त्या ठिकाणी जर सपोर्ट असतील तर त्या बीमला आपण काय म्हणतो, simply supported beam. But in case of a figure number 1 and in case of a figure number 2, the beam is extended beyond the support, either from one side or either from the both side. That particular beam is called as a overhanging beam. Therefore, in the figure number 1, the beam is extended at the right side only from B to C. And in the figure number 2, the beam is extended at the left side also as well as at the right side also. That means from point B, it is extended towards the left side up to the point A. Similarly, from this particular point C, the beam is extended at the right side up to the point D. Therefore, even the beam is extended at one side or it is extended at the both side, that particular beam will becomes under the category of overhanging beam. Otherwise, whatever the procedure we have followed for the simply supported beam in order to draw the SFD and BMD, same procedure, same calculation, we have to go for the overhanging beam also. That is, start SF calculation and BM calculation from the left side. Second, the forces which are moving upward, take positive. The forces which are moving downward, take negative. If your movement or the couple, if it is rotating clockwise direction, take positive. If your movement and the couple, if it is rotate in the anti-clockwise direction, take it as a negative. Therefore, same procedure we have to follow for the overhanging beam, which we have already followed, on which we have solved the problem based on the simply supported beam. So this is about the sign conventions which we have to use for the overhanging beam. Therefore, please keep in mind the sign conventions are same like a simply supported beam, only type of beam is different. That is, simply supported beam is transferred from the overhanging beam. Okay, so this is about the basic sign conventions. Now, based on this, now we will solve some of the problems. So, one or two problems we will solve based on this particular overhanging beam. Okay, so I will give the figure, that is loading diagram I will give, and now we will draw the SFD and BMD for that. So here I will draw the figure for the overhanging beam. That is, the beam is supported at one end. This is point A. Then it is supported at another end. The beam is extended at the right side. It is subjected to the UDL also. This is point B, C, and D. So you can see the figure. In the figure, the beam is supported at point A and at point C. Up to the point B, the UDL is applied, and at point D, that is, it is extended beyond the support. At this particular D point, one load is applied, that is point load of 15 kilonewton. So the magnitude of UDL is also given, that is 25 kilonewton per meter. Another dimensions are also given, that is length of each section. So AB distance is given 3 meter. Then BC distance is given again 3 meter, and the CD distance is again 3 meter. So this is the loading diagram. Now, from this particular type of beam, easily we can say that this particular beam is called as a overhanging beam, because its one portion or end portion is extended beyond the support. That means at the right side, from this particular point C, the beam is extended up to the point D. Therefore, this is called as a overhanging beam. It will be not considered as a simply supported beam. Why? Because it is not supported at the ends. एका बाजूला तो सपोर्ट झालेला आहे पॉइंट ए ला, पण दुसऱ्या राईट साइडला त्याच्या एंड पोर्शनला तो बीम सपोर्ट झालेला नाही. सपोर्टच्या बाहेर पण बीम काय झालेला आहे, एक्सटेंड झालेला आहे. त्यामुळे त्या बीमला आपण काय म्हणतो तर ओव्हरहँगिंग बीम म्हणतो. सो दिस इज युअर ओरिजिनल लोडिंग डायग्राम. नाउ हियर द बीम इज सब्जेक्टेड टू वन UDL as well as it is subjected to the point load. So what is our first requirement? We have to convert that UDL into the point load. So I will take this particular projection lines as it is below the figure. Because first of all we have to go for the reaction calculation. So once again I will draw this particular loading diagram as it is. This will be the reaction RA at point C. This will be the reaction RC. End point will be considered as a D. This will be the point B. This is point A. This is point C. At D point, one point load is applied, 15 kilonewton. And now the UDL I will convert into the point load. That UDL can be indicated by the dotted line. From the UDL, whatever the point load I will convert, we are having the formula W into L. So 25 into 3 is equal to 75 kilonewton. This is the point load which is converted from the UDL, and it will be acts at the center. That is 1.5 meter, 1.5 meter, and another distance is 3 meter. This is 3 meter. So this whatever the point load I have indicated by the dotted line, let us give the name to that particular point as a capital P. But don't take the shear force calculation and the bending moment calculation at that point P. Whatever the original points are there, A, B, C, D, at these points only, we have to go for the calculation of SF and the BM. Now the UDL is converted into the point load. Our first task is reaction calculation. Now go for the reaction calculation. You can easily calculate now. Reaction calculation. Upward forces positive, downward forces negative. So start from the left side. Upward force, that is summation of vertical forces, is equal to 0. Start from the reaction RA minus 75, UDL converted into the point load, minus 75 plus RC, and minus 15 is equal to 0. Therefore, RA plus RC is equal to 90 kilonewton. This is the first. Then summation of MA is equal to 0. That is bending moment at point A is equal to 0. Now please tell me how many forces are present to the right side of the point A? How many forces are present to the right side of the point A?
0.
How many forces are present to the right side?
3.
3 forces are present.
3.
Or UDL converted into the point load, that means the 75 kilonewton, it is also present at the right side. Reaction RC, it is also present at the right side, and this 15 kilonewton force, it is also present at the right side. Now take the movement at point A starting from the 75. 75 kilonewton force is rotating in the clockwise direction. Therefore, in bracket, 75 into distance, 1.5. RC, it will be rotating in anti-clockwise direction. RC into distance, what will be the distance? Please tell me. RC into
6.
RC into 6, correct. And plus 15 kilonewton, it is again rotating clockwise. Therefore, 15 into total distance, 9 is equal to 0. Therefore, 75 into 1.5 plus 15 into 9 RC into 6. Tell me the value of RC. What is the reaction RC? Yes, what is the reaction RC?
41.25. 41.25.
41.25 kilonewton, correct. 41.25 kilonewton. Then RA is equal to 90 minus 41.25. So what is the value of RA then? 90 minus 41.25?
48.75.
Correct. 48.75 kilonewton. These are the two reactions. So write down the value of RA, 48.75, and here RC value is equal to 41.25 kilonewton. So these are the two reactions we have calculated: summation of vertical forces and summation of MA. At point A, we have taken bending moment is equal to 0. We have considered all the forces which are present to the right side of the point A. So please do the calculation. Everyone has to do the calculation of the each and every problem. Check your reaction value. RA is equal to 48.75 kilonewton and RC is equal to 41.25. Now the reactions are calculated. Now I can go for the second SF calculation. SF calculation. Again, upward forces positive, downward forces negative. As SF calculation, again we have to start from the left side. As per the previous type, start left side means point A. Start with SF at A. Check whether point load or reaction is there. The reaction is there or the point load is there. Therefore, here we have to take the condition without load and with load. So SF at A without load is equal to 0 kilonewton. Then SF at A with load, we have calculated reaction RA 48.75 kilonewton. SF at next point after point A, which point I have to take for the calculation?
C.
B or C?
C.
B point, because P point is also there, but don't take the calculation for the point P. This is for just only for our indication purpose. So SF at B, there is no any point load, there is no any reaction at the point B. Therefore, directly SF at B is equal to how many forces are present to the left side of the point B?
2.
How many forces are present? 2 forces are present.
2.
One is the reaction RA moving in the upward direction, and another, this UDL value 75 kilonewton, it is also present to the left side. So first I will take 48.75 minus 75. Tell me the answer.
Minus 26.25.
25.
Minus 26.25 kilonewton. Then SF at C, at point C, reaction is there. Therefore, once again, without load and with load. Without load. Again, how many forces are present? At the
2.
point C,
2.
how many forces? 2 forces are there. Again, 2 forces. So again, 48.75 minus 75 is equal to minus 26.25 kilonewton. Then SF at C with load. SF at C with load. With load means this minus 26.25 as it is. Reaction RC we have calculated, it is moving in upward. Therefore, plus 41.25. What will be the value?
15.
15 kilonewton. And last, SF at D. At D, again, 1 point load is there. So once again, without load. Now tell me how many forces are present to the left side of the point D?
3.
3 forces are there. Starting from the first one, reaction RA moving upward, therefore 48.75. Then point load, that is UDL, 75, and reaction RC plus 41.25. What is the value? Again,
15.
15 kilonewton. And last, SF at D with load plus 15 minus 15 is equal to 0 kilonewton. Therefore, starting 0, end is also 0, means your middle calculation is 100% correct. So this is about the SF calculation. So whatever the procedure we have followed for the simply supported beam, same procedure we have followed for the overhanging beam also. Now by using this particular calculation, draw the shear force diagram. So point A, B, C and D. So starting from point A without load 0, with load 48.75. This is the positive value. So here I will represent 48.75. So then point B, directly negative value is there. At point B, direct negative. So this is the negative point. What is the value? Minus 26.25. Then point C, constant, minus 26.25. Point C, without load, it is the positive value, 15 kilonewton. At point D, without load, 15 kilonewton. This will be the horizontal, and at point D with load is equal to 0. So point A and B, it can be joined by the inclined line. Point A and B, it can be joined by the inclined line. So this is your shear force diagram. It is one region is positive, then another negative, and then positive. And here you will get one point in between A and B. Assume that Q. What is that particular point indicates? Point Q indicates
Point of contra shear.
point of contra shear. Correct. Point of contra shear. Take this particular point below also for further calculation. Means point Q we get means point of contra shear. Means at this point always the bending moment will be maximum. Therefore we have to calculate this AQ distance. AQ distance is X. Then what about remaining QB distance? AQ is the X. Then what about QB?
3
Yes.
minus x.
3 minus x, correct. Because AB distance we have. AB distance is 3 meter. And from this 3 meter, if I will remove that particular x, you will get the QB distance. Now before the BM calculation, first of all, we have to calculate the x distance. So for the x distance calculation, whatever the symmetrical triangle rule we are applying, that symmetrical triangle once again I will draw here. Whatever the nature we got, same nature I will draw here. This is point Q, this is point A, this is point B. AQ distance is the x. This is 3 minus x. Then this triangle value 48.75. This is at the top positive region 48.75, and bottom side its value is 26. Don't take the negative sign, only take 26.25. So we are applying the symmetrical triangle rule. X upon 48.72 is equal to 3 minus x upon 26.25. Go for the cross multiplication. 26.25 x is equal to 48.75 in bracket 3 minus x. Therefore, 26.25 x is equal to 48.75 into 3 minus 48.75 into x. Therefore, 26.25 x plus 48.75 x is equal to 48.75 into 3. So take this particular x outside the bracket. 26.25 plus 48.75 is equal to 48.75 into 3. Now please tell me the x distance. What will be your x distance by the cross multiplication?
1.95.
1.95. 1.95 meter. Others, please check your answer whether 1.95 are you getting?
1.93.
Yes, 1.95. Simple. Whatever the triangle I have got in the SF diagram, same triangle I have drawn here. AQ distance, QB distance, this x distance 3 minus x, then 48.75 at the top and 26.25 at the bottom. And by applying the symmetrical triangle rule, I got the x distance. So represent that x distance on the figure also. KQ distance is equal to 1.95 meter. Okay, this is 1.95 meter. If I will shift this particular point Q in the original loading diagram, in between A and B, your Q point is there. And here, this is your 1.95 meter. Now go for the BM calculation now. Third part. BM calculation. Positive movement, sorry, clockwise movement positive, anti-clockwise movement negative. Start from the point A. What is the bending moment at point A?
0.
0. At the end points, please keep in mind, at the end points, always bending moment is equal to 0. So bending moment at point A, 0 kilonewton meter. Then next, BM at B. Don't take the P point, directly B point. How many forces are present to the left side?
2.
2.
2 forces are present. First one is the reaction RA, rotate in clockwise direction, and the 75 kilonewton load rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So 48.75 into 3 minus 75 into 1.5. What is the BM value? 48 rotating clockwise, multiply by distance, 75 rotating anti-clockwise and multiply by distance, and it is negative. Yes, 33.75. Please check your answer. 33.75 kilonewton meter. Then BM at C. Again, only 2 forces are present. That is one reaction and another is 75. Only 2 forces are present, but their multiplying distance will be different. At point B, multiplying distance will be different. At point C, again multiplying distance will be different. Now, starting from reaction RA, 48.75 multiply by distance. How much amount distance is there in between A and C?
6.
6 meter minus 75 into, tell me the distance.
4.5.
This 3 meter and again 1.5 meters, that means 4.5 meter. So 4.5. What is the bending moment at point C? Yes, minus 45. Please check your answer. Minus 45 kilonewton meter. And last, BM at D. Minus 45. It is correct. What is the bending moment at point D? Bending moment at point D.
0.
0. Because this is the end point. जरी तो सपोर्टला नसेल तरी पण तो त्या बीमच्या एंड पॉइंटला आहे. Therefore, bending moment at point D 0 kilonewton meter. Need not required to go for the calculation. Now this is the bending moment calculation for the original points. Now maximum BM calculation. Maximum BM calculation at point Q. Therefore, BM at Q is equal to, tell me, to the left side of the point Q, how many forces are there? To the left side of the point Q, how many forces are there?
2.
2 forces.
2 forces are there. One is the reaction, no problem, 48.75. But to the left side of the point Q, 1.95 meter, that UDL is also present. जसं point B ला बेंडिंग मोमेंट काढताना आपण सगळे UDL कन्सिडर करून 75 kilonewton into 1.5 like that we have made. Similarly, to the left side of the point Q, this 1.95 meter UDL is also present. Therefore, if I have to calculate the BM at Q, that is 48.75. What is the multiplying distance from the figure? What is the multiplying distance? 48.75 into Bending moment we have
1.95.
1.95, correct. 1.95 minus, now we have to convert 1.95 मीटर UDL into point load. म्हणजे कुठे ऍक्ट होणार आहे बघा तो 1.95 मीटरच्या सेंटरला, म्हणजे 25 into 1.95. This is the UDL value. So here I will write 25 into 1.95. This is W into L. This is W into L, and it will be X at the center of 1.95, means 1.95 divided by 2. What is the bending moment? 25 into 1.95 means UDL is converted into the point load. किती मीटरचं UDL आहे? 1.95 मीटरचं UDL आहे, म्हणजे लेंथ झाली ती. UDL ची व्हॅल्यू किती आहे? 25. 25 into 1.95 म्हणजे ते W into L पॉइंट लोड मध्ये कन्वर्ट झाला. मल्टिप्लाय बाय 1.95 डिवाइड बाय 2. जे काय 1.95 मीटरचं UDL आहे ते बरोबर सेंटरला त्याचा पॉइंट लोड आपण कन्वर्ट करतो, त्यामुळे मल्टिप्लाय बाय डिस्टन्स 1.95 डिवाइडेड बाय 2. Yes, how much? 47.5, correct. 47.5 kilonewton meter. Please check your answers, others. So while calculating the maximum bending moment at this particular point Q, please check the how many forces are present. Sometimes we are considering only with reaction. By mistake, we are not considering that 1.95 meter UDL. So please observe the figure properly and then go for the BM calculation. Now I will draw the bending moment diagram now. So this is point A, this is point Q, B, C and D. Bending moment at point A, 0. Bending moment at point D, 33.75. Before that, point Q is also there. So bending moment at point Q, 47.5. So here, top point 47.5. Then bending moment at B, 33.75. 33.75. Bending moment at C, minus 45. So your graph will be enters into the negative side. Minus 45 kilonewton meter. And at D, always equal to 0. Now please tell me, in between A and B, your UDL is there. How to join point AQ and QB? Straight line, parabolic curve or cubic curve?
Parabolic curve.
Parabolic curve.
Parabolic curve. So AQ distance, this is curve, then QB distance, curve. Then how to draw the BC? Inclined line or curve?
Inclined line.
Inclined line. Automatic, it will be joined by the inclined line, and CD distance, again it will be the inclined line. So this is your bending moment diagram. This is the positive side and this is the negative side. In between point B and C, you will get one more point, PQR. What that point indicates in the bending moment diagram?
Point of contraflexure.
Point of contraflexure. It is the point at which bending moment changes its sign from positive to negative. That means from positive, it is converted into the negative at point R. Also, at that point, the bending moment is always equal to 0. मग ह्या point R ला जर आपण बघितलं तर ह्या point ला bending moment काय असणार आहे तुमचा 0 असणार आहे. Therefore, that point is also called as a point of contraflexure. So, this is your SFD and this is your BMD. Whatever the procedure we have followed for the simply supported beam, by using the same process, by using the same sign conventions, we have drawn the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram for the overhanging beam. So please keep in mind, same procedure is there. Have understood this particular problem? How to solve the problem for the overhanging beam?
Yes, sir.
I request all the students, please do the calculation in your notebook. Try to draw the diagrams also in your notebook. This diagram will not be asked for your online exam now, but it will be beneficial for your further study. But whatever the concepts are there in that SFD and BMD, maybe point of contraflexure, maximum bending moment, such types of the MCQ based questions, it will be asked in your online examination. So that's why we are taking this particular problems. That such types of big problems, it will not be there in your online MCQ based university exam. But just for your understanding, in order to understand all the concepts, how to calculate X distance, how to calculate maximum bending moment, how to indicate the important points on SFD, BMD, how to go for the reaction calculation. That's why we are taking this particular problem. Okay. Now,
सर
yes.
की मॅक्झिमम बेंडिंग मोमेंट कॅल्क्युलेशन कसं केलं एकदा सांगा की.
Okay. Let us see. The maximum bending moment we have to calculate at point Q. ठीक आहे. तर ह्या Q च्या लेफ्ट साइडला ह्यावर तुम्ही शिअर फोर्स डायग्राम मध्ये जर बघितलं किंवा वरच्या ओरिजिनल लोडिंग डायग्राम मध्ये जर बघितलं तर एक रिएक्शन RA लेफ्ट साइडला आहे आणि हा पॉइंट Q A आणि B च्या मध्ये आहे. बरोबर आहे. बी पर्यंत असताना तुमचं टोटल डिस्टन्स किती आहे? 3 मीटर एवढेला आहे. पण पॉइंट क्यू पर्यंत तुमचं ए पासूनचं डिस्टन्स किती आहे? 1.95 मीटर. म्हणजे पॉइंट बी ला बेंडिंग मुवमेंट करताना जसं आपण टोटल युडीएल 3 मीटरचं युडीएल कन्सिडर केलं होतं, सिमिलरली while calculating the bending moment at point Q, how much amount of length of UDL is present? 1.95 मीटर. एवढंच युडीएल त्या पॉइंट क्यूच्या लेफ्ट साइडला काय आहे? प्रेझेंट आहे. म्हणजे त्या 1.95 मीटरच्या युडीएलचं पण आपल्याला पॉइंट लोड मध्ये काय करावं लागणार? कन्वर्ट करावं लागणार. त्यामुळे मी काय केलं बघा, इन द मॅक्सिमम बेंडिंग मोमेंट कॅल्क्युलेशन दिस फोर्स इज ऑलरेडी प्रेझेंट 48.75 इंटू ए आणि क्यू मधलं डिस्टन्स किती आहे? 1.95. इट इज रोटेटिंग क्लॉकवाइज, देअरफॉर पॉझिटिव्ह. देन आय हॅव टेकन निगेटिव्ह बिकॉज whatever this 1.95 मीटर UDL if I will convert into the point load, कसं करायचं? 25 किलो न्यूटन मीटर इंटू लेंथ AQ डिस्टन्स, म्हणजे युडीएल ची लेंथ किती आहे क्यूच्या लेफ्ट साइडची? 1.95. त्यामुळे 25 इंटू 1.95 आय हॅव टेकन हिअर 25 इंटू 1.95 W इंटू एल मल्टिप्लाय बाय द डिस्टन्स. जर ह्या 1.95 मीटरचं युडीएलचं जर मी पॉईंट लोड मध्ये कन्वर्ट केलं तर मला आली व्हॅल्यू 25 इंटू 1.95. ती कुठे ऍक्ट होणार आहे? तर 1.95च्या बरोबर सेंटरला, 1.95च्या बरोबर सेंटरला. त्यामुळं त्या पॉइंट मधलं आणि ह्या क्यू मधलं डिस्टन्स तुमचं किती येणार आहे? 1.95 डिवायडेड बाय 2. and it is rotating anti-clockwise, therefore this negative sign is taken. जसं पॉइंट बी ला काढताना, जसं ह्या पॉइंट बी ला काढताना आपण ह्या सगळ्या युडीएलचं म्हणजे 25 इंटू 3 मीटर म्हणजे 75 किलो न्यूटन, कारण ह्या पॉइंट बी च्या लेफ्ट साइडला 3 मीटरचं युडीएल प्रेझेंट आहे. त्यामुळे आपल्याला पॉइंट लोड मिळताना 75 किलो न्यूटन मिळाला. पण इथं पॉइंट क्यू ला काढताना 3 मीटरचं युडीएल त्याच्या लेफ्ट साइडला नाहीये, तर किती मीटरचं युडीएल आहे? म्हणजे आपण एक्स डिस्टन्स काढलेलं 1.95 मीटर. मग त्या 1.95 मीटरला जर ह्या युडीएलच्या मॅग्नेट्यूडनं आपण जर मल्टिप्लाय केलं तर तुम्हाला त्याचा पॉइंट लोड होतो. आणि तो पॉइंट लोड जसं 3 मीटरचा पॉइंट लोड, 3 मीटरचं युडीएल 1.5 लेफ्ट साइडला 1.5 राईट साइडला ऍक्ट झालं, तसं 1.95 मीटरचं युडीएल पण बरोबर त्या 1.95 मीटरच्या बरोबर सेंटरला काय होणार? ऍक्ट होणार. दॅट्स वाय वी हॅव टेकन 1.95 डिवायडेड बाय 2. गेटिंग?
येस सर.
Okay, now I will give one problem once again. One more problem we will take on the overhanging beam, and then we will move to the next type. So I will give the loading diagram. Now it is your responsibility to give the reaction value directly. Tell me the reactions value directly. That is one overhanging beam is there. This is point A, point B, C, and D. Okay, and one point load is applied at point A of 20 kilonewton. UDL magnitude is given 180 Newton meter. But if the point load is given, that point load is 20 Newton, not kilonewton. The point load applied at point A, it is 20 Newton. All the values are given in Newton. And these are the distances. The AB distance is given 1 meter. Another BC distance is given 7 meter and CD distance is given 2 meter. So if you go through this particular figure, this is overhanging beam. Why? Because end portions are extended beyond the support. The beam is supported at point B and at point C, but the end is extended up to the point A. At right side, the end is extended up to the point D. Therefore, this beam is called as a overhanging beam. And from A to D, the beam is subjected to the UDL. From point A to form up to the point D. That means on the total length of the beam, the UDL is there, and one point load is applied at the point A. And we have to go for the SF and BM calculation, and we have to draw the shear force and the bending moment diagram. Go for the reaction calculation. Here I have to convert the UDL into the point load. This is the first requirement. This is point, that is two supports, that is RB, RC, D, point A, 20 Newton. Tell me the magnitude of UDL. Tell me the magnitude of UDL.
One 0.8 into 10 raised to 3.
1 meter. Yes. How to convert it? How you have converted?
180 into 10.
180 into 10. This is very important. Please keep in mind. Don't take only 7 meter, because the UDL is also present in portion AB also. UDL is present in portion CD also. So instead of taking the 7 meter only, we have to take this 1 meter plus 7 meter plus 2 meter. That means on total 10 meter length UDL is applied. Therefore, here that UDL can be represented 180 into 10 is equal to 1800 Newton. And it will be X at the center, means here 7 meter means 3.5 meter and 3.5 meter. This is point P. Distance from point B to P 3.5 meter. Distance from P to C 3.5 meter. Then total distance is automatically 7 meter. Now tell me the, or go for the reaction calculation. Summation of vertical forces is equal to 0. How many vertical forces are there? Total 3. Out of that, 2 reactions upward, another reactions downward. So please here, whatever the point load is applied at point A, whatever the point load is applied at point A, consider this as a 200 Newton, not 20 Newton. Please make one correction. Please make one correction, that is the point load applied at point A is 200 Newton, not 20 Newton. So 200 is moving in downward, therefore minus 200 plus RB plus RC is equal to 0. Therefore, RB plus RC is equal to 200 Newton. RB plus RC is equal to 200 Newton. Please make that correction. Instead of 20 Newton, take 200 Newton. Then, now, this is the vertical forces. Now, please tell me, at what point I have to take the bending moment is equal to 0? At what point I have to take the bending moment is equal to 0?
B.
At point B, because at one reaction point I have to take the bending moment is equal to 0. कारण वरच्या ह्या इक्वेशन मध्ये RB plus RC is equal to 200 Newton. जर तुम्ही A ला जर बेंडिंग मोमेंट घेतला तर परत तुम्हाला B पण अननोन मिळतो आणि C पण अननोन मिळते. Therefore, take the bending moment, that is summation of MB is equal to 0. Summation of MB is equal to 0. Now consider all the forces. Consider all the forces which are present to the left side of the beam as well as right side of the beam. Now please tell me, left side ला किती forces present आहेत? Point B च्या left side ला किती? One force म्हणजे तो म्हणजे कुठला? 200. It is rotating anti-clockwise. Therefore, minus 200 into 1 plus right side la how many forces are present? Two forces, which are
P and RC.
which are
RC and P.
yes, the point load. सगळ्या UDLs आपण point load मध्ये कन्वर्ट केल्यानंतर आपल्याला व्हॅल्यू आलेला आहे 1800 Newton. It is present at the right side. Also this reaction RC, it is also present at the right side. So 1800 multiplying distance 3.5, correct, minus RC into multiplying distance
7
or 8? Yes, 7. Tell me the value of RC. Yes, what is the value of RC? And then RB is equal to 200 minus. What is the value of RC?
871.42.
Yes.
871.42.
I am not audible.
871.42.
52. 42 Newton. Okay. And then RC minus 871.42. And what is the value of RB? What is the value of RB?
671.42 minus
671.42.
minus 471.42.
Okay, just wait.
Minus 67.
Here, just wait. Here we have to go for the BM calculation in the proper way. At point B, if I have to take the bending moment at point B, we have taken only one force, but one more force is also present to the left side of the point B. This will be the wrong, please keep in mind. This will be the wrong calculation. Once again, we have to go for the calculation. Bending moment at point B is equal to 0. This minus 200 into 1. Okay. minus. Please check to the left side of the point B. One more force is present. One is 200 Newton, no problem. But one more force is present. What that force?
UDL.
UDL. 1 मीटरचं UDL पण पॉइंट बी च्या लेफ्ट साइडला आहे. प्लीज कीप इन माइंड. हे 1 मीटरचं UDL पण पॉइंट बी च्या लेफ्ट साइडलाच आहे. त्या UDL चा पण इफेक्ट आपल्याला काय करावं लागणार आहे? कन्सिडर करावं लागणार आहे. मग करा पॉइंट लोड मध्ये कन्वर्ट. 180 into 1 म्हणजे किती आला? 180 into मल्टिप्लाइंग डिस्टन्स
0.5.
yes, multiplying distance
0.5.
0.5, correct. 0.5. You have to consider all the effects. Point B च्या लेफ्ट साइडला एक 200 न्यूटनचा पॉइंट लोड तर आहेच, पण पॉइंट बी च्या लेफ्ट साइडला 1 मीटरचं UDL पण आहे. त्या UDL चा पण आपल्याला पॉइंट लोड मध्ये कन्वर्ट करावं लागणार. मग UDL ची लेंथ किती आहे? 180. 180 इंटू किती मीटरचं UDL आहे? 1 मीटर, म्हणजे 180 इंटू 1 180. ते कुठे ऍक्ट होणार आहे? बरोबर सेंटरला, म्हणजे 1 मीटरचा सेंटर म्हणजे काय झाला? 0.5. नाव पॉइंट बी च्या लेफ्ट साइडला हाऊ मेनी फोर्सेस आर देअर? किती मीटरचं UDL आहे आणि किती पॉइंट लोड आहे सांगा. किती मीटरचं UDL आहे पॉइंट बी च्या लेफ्ट साइडला?
1 meter.
1 meter. 1 meter.
पॉइंट बी च्या राईट साइडला
9 meter.
9 meter.
9 मीटर. बघा पॉइंट बी टू पॉइंट डी टोटल लेंथ किती आहे? टोटल डिस्टन्स आहे 10. त्या 10 मधून जर इकडचं 1 मीटर वजा केलं तर राहिले किती? 7 अधिक 2 9 मीटर. मग 9 मीटरचे UDL जर पॉइंट लोड मध्ये कन्वर्ट करायचं असेल तर काय येणार आहे बघा? 180 इंटू 9 हा झाला पॉइंट लोड. त्याचा सेंटर पॉइंट काय येणार आहे? 9चा सेंटर पॉइंट
4.5.
4.5.
4.5.
4.5 and remaining value RC. RC into multiplying distance किती येणार आहे? 7. कसं आलंय बघा ह्याच्यामध्ये? 180 इंटू 90 म्हणजे पॉइंट बी च्या राईट साइडला 9 मीटरचं UDL आहे, त्यामुळे 180 इंटू 9 म्हणजे काय झालं? W इंटू लेंथ म्हणजे पॉइंट लोड कन्वर्ट झाला. आणि तो 9 मीटरचा UDL बरोबर त्याला सेंटरला ऍक्ट झाला तर 4 मीटर इकडच्या बाजूला 4 मीटर इकडच्या बाजूला, म्हणजे मल्टिप्लाइंग डिस्टन्स काय आलं? 4.5 मीटर. नाव टेल मी द रिएक्शन RC. What is the reaction RC? We forgot to take the one UDL to the left side of the point B. Therefore, you got the different answers. So please check
1000.
whether UDL is present or not. Yes, how much?
1000.
1000.
1000 Newton. Okay. And then RB?
800.
Minus 800.
Minus 800 Newton. So represent the value. RB is equal to 800 Newton and RC is equal to 1000 Newton. So we have calculated the reactions. Now reactions are calculated. Go for the SF calculation. SF calculation. Starting from the first point, that is left side. SF at A. At point A, that one point load is present. At point A, one point load is present. Therefore, SF at A without load 0 Newton. SF at A with load, how much? 200. It is
200.
moving downward, therefore minus 200 Newton. Then SF at next point. What will be the next point? SF at B.
B.
Again, reaction is present, therefore without load and with load. How many forces are present to the left side?
2.
टू फोर्सेस, एक म्हणजे 200 न्यूटनचा फोर्स आणि दुसरं म्हणजे 1 मीटरचं युडीएल. देअरफॉर -200 प्लस 180 इंटू 1. 180 इंटू 1 मीन्स डब्ल्यू इंटू एल. 1 मीटरची युडीएलचं जर पॉईंट लोड मध्ये कन्वर्ट करायचं असेल तर डब्ल्यू इंटू लेंथ. डब्ल्यू किती आहे? 180. लेंथ किती आहे? 1 मीटर. सो व्हॉट इज द शिअर फोर्स ऍट पॉइंट बी विदाउट लोड?
-20.
Minus 20 Newton.
Minus
20 Newton.
-20 Newton. Then SF at B with load. With load means this -20 as it is. Reaction we have calculated, RB reaction plus 800. What is the SF at B? 780.
Newton.
780 Newton. Then after point B, point C is there. After point B, point C is there. Again at point C, support is there. Means again without load and with load. So again, SF at C without load. How many forces are there? Please tell me. How many forces are there? Point C च्या लेफ्ट साइडला किती फोर्सेस आहेत सांगा? 3 forces are there. One is 200 Newton, another is reaction RB and किती मीटरचं युडीएल आहे?
7.
8 meter.
7 or 8?
8.
8 मीटर म्हणजे हे 7 मीटरचं पण आहे आणि इकडचं राहिलेलं 1 मीटरचं पण आहे. त्यामुळे टोटल 8 मीटरचं युडीएल झालं. 1 by 1 विल गो फॉर द कॅल्क्युलेशन. -200 as it is. Okay. Then reaction RB we have calculated 800 minus 8 मीटरची युडीएलचं जर पॉइंट लोड मध्ये कन्वर्ट करायचं असेल तर काय येणार? 180 into 8 is equal to, please tell me the value. -200 reaction RB moving in upward, therefore positive, आणि 8 मीटरची युडीएल. Yes,
-840.
840 Newton. And then SF at C with load. -840 plus 1000. किती येत आहे?
160.
160 plus 160.
160.
And then last point, SF at D. SF at D. Please tell me the number of forces present. How many forces are present to the left side of the point D?
4.
4.
4 forces म्हणजे 2 सपोर्ट आहेत, एक 200 न्यूटनचा फोर्स आहे आणि किती मीटरचं युडीएल आहे टोटल?
10 meter.
टोटल
10.
10 meters.
10 मीटरचं युडीएल प्रेझेंट आहे. सो 1 by 1 -200 plus 800 plus 1000 minus 180 into 10. किती येत आहे?
0.
आन्सर 0 येते का बघा? -200, 1 point load is there. Reaction RB moving upward, therefore positive. Reaction RC moving upward, therefore positive. And total UDL 180 into 10 म्हणजे W into length. It is moving in downward, therefore 180 into 10, 0 Newton. Getting? Have you got the answer 0?
-200 येते सर.
-200.
Yes, sir.
Minus 200. How minus 200?
800 plus 100, 1800 आणि 180 into 10, 1800. ते दोन्ही मायनस 0 आणि ते minus 200. बाकी राहिलं ना.
minus 200 येतंय सर.
Minus 200.
Yes sir.
सर बेंडिंग मोमेंट कॅल्क्युलेशन जरा साइन मध्ये चुकलंय बघ.
Bending moment. Bending moment calculation, it is correct, no problem. Here, minus 200 into 1, then minus 180 into 0.5, then plus 180 into 9 into
प्लस कसं काय सर
4.5.
मायनस येईल ना तिथं.
इथं 800 पॉझिटिव्ह मध्ये येतात सर.
मायनस येईल ना तिथं. डाऊन
800. Minus 200, 800 plus 800, it is correct.
Sir, SF at B with load minus 20 minus 1 minus 800 यायला पाहिजे.
Minus,
आणि आर
800 we got negative, no? That's why here answer is wrong. So please check minus 800 किती येते answer? Means here you get
minus
minus
820.
820, correct? Then here instead of that minus shear force at point C without load minus 200 minus 800 minus 180 into 8. हे किती येते बघा? Minus 200 minus 800 minus 180 into 80. 8.
minus 2440.
Minus
2440.
40. Then next here minus 2440 plus 1000. किती येते?
minus 1440.
Minus 1440. And here minus 800 जर घेतलं इथं तर हे किती येते बघा आता? minus 200 minus 800 plus 1000 minus 180 into 10.
minus 100 and minus 1800 sir.
Minus 1800.
Yes sir.
Then wrong calculation. Maybe here there is a problem in that particular given values. Please check the summation of vertical forces is equal to summation of horizontal forces. येते का? खाली जाणाऱ्या फोर्सेसची बेरीज किती येते? 1800 अधिक 2. अरे, here we have made the mistake at the first only. We have not considered the UDL in the summation of vertical forces. Please check. We have not considered the effect of UDL. Minus 200 plus RB plus RC. Again here minus 1800 is equal to 0. That means total 2000. Getting? RB plus RC is equal to 2000 न्यूटन यायला पाहिजे. आपण फक्त -200 घेतलेला आहे. -1800 म्हणजे टोटल UDL जे आपण 1800 न्यूटन मध्ये कन्वर्ट केलं होतं. दॅट 2000 म्हणजे तुमची रिएक्शन RB पण किती येते? 2000 मधून 1000 गेले. 1000 न्यूटन. That means RA and RB both are 1000. Now your forces are balanced. वर जाणाऱ्या फोर्सेसची बेरीज इज इक्वल टू खाली जाणाऱ्या फोर्सेसची बेरीज. प्लीज मेक दॅट करेक्शन. RB plus RC is equal to 2000 न्यूटन. RC ऑलरेडी इट इज करेक्ट, नो प्रॉब्लेम. 1000 तर ते 2000 मध्ये जर आपण सबस्ट्रॅक्ट केलं तर तुम्हाला RB चे पण व्हॅल्यू किती आले? 1000 आलेले. नाउ वी कॅन गो फॉर द कॅल्क्युलेशन वन्स अगेन. So here I will start from this particular which point? From point B. From point B, once again you go for the calculation. SF at B without load, it is correct. SF at B with load. Tell me, minus 200 plus 1000. SF at B
800.
800 Newton. Okay, then SF at C without load. Without load means this minus 200 plus 1000 minus C च्या लेफ्ट साइडला 8 मीटरचं UDL आहे, म्हणजेच 180 into 8. How much? Do the calculations. Without load minus 640 Newton. Then SF at C with load minus 640 plus 1000.
360.
360.
Newton. And SF at D. SF at D means again minus 200 plus 1000 plus 1000. Total किती मीटरचं UDL आहे? 180 into 10. Now we check whether 0 is there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now 0 Newton. Correct. So we forgot to take the effect of UDL in summation of vertical forces. We have taken only 200 Newton. We forgot to take that 1800 Newton also. That also we have to consider. Okay. Now go for the SF diagram. This is point A, B, C and D. Starting from point A, 0. Then with load minus 200, therefore negative sign is there. Minus 200 Newton. Then SF at point B without load. SF at point B without load
800.
800 without load
Minus 20.
Minus 20.
This is minus 20. It is also present at the negative side. Minus 20 Newton. SF at B with load, it is positive value 800. So again from positive to negative to positive. So this is 800 Newton. Then SF at B is over C without load, again minus 640. SF at C minus 640 Newton. SF at C with load, again from negative to positive. (360 Newton), and this is 0. Now please tell me, from A to 200, this is A to B, it will be joined by the inclined line or the parabolic curve.
Curve.
This is SFD.
Inclined line.
Inclined line. This is inclined line. Then on the B point, one more point is there, that is 800. This is vertical line. Then again B to C. B to C, inclined line or curve?
Inclined.
Again inclined line. This is inclined line. Then again on C point, again from negative to positive, and up to the point D, CD distance, again this is inclined. That means this is negative, this is positive, this is negative, again this is positive. Positive, negative, negative, and this is, and in between portion BC, you will get the point Q, which is called as a point of
Contra shear.
contra shear. So I will take this particular point at the bottom side. I will shift this particular point in the original diagram also. That is Q. That means we have to calculate the BQ distance, which is called as a X. Then what is QC distance? If BQ is equal to X, then what is QC?
7 minus X.
7 minus
7
X.
minus X.
So before the BM calculation, first of all, we have to calculate the X distance. So here I will take that particular similar triangle as it is. This is B, this is Q, this is C, this is X, this is 7 minus X. The top value is 800, bottom value is 640. This is 640 Newton, take positive value only. This is 800 Newton. Then go for the X distance calculation. X upon 800 is equal to 6 minus X upon 640. Therefore, 640X is equal to 800 into 7 minus 800 into X. Therefore, 640X plus 800X is equal to 800 into 7. Therefore, 640 plus 800 is equal to 800 into 7. Tell me the X distance.
$3.88.
3.88.
88. Yes.
Yes, sir.
3.88 meter. So this is X is equal to 3.88 meter. In the figure also you have to represent the distance, that is 3.88 meter. Please check your calculation. 3.88. Have you got?
Yes, sir. 3.88.
Now we can go for the last, that is BM calculation. BM calculation. Clockwise movement positive, anti-clockwise movement negative. Starting point BM at A is equal to 0 kilonewton meter. BM at B, bending moment at point B. How many forces are there to the left side of the point B?
टू
टू फोर्सेस, एक म्हणजे 200 न्यूटन आणि एक म्हणजे 1 मीटरचं युडीएल. सो टेक 200 into it is rotating clockwise, therefore minus 200 into 1 minus 1 मीटरचं युडीएलचं पॉइंट मध्ये जर कन्वर्ट केलं 180 into 1 into multiplying distance
0.5.
0.5. Tell me the bending moment at point B. एक मीटरचं युडीएल म्हणजे W into L. W is the 180. Length is 1 meter. What is the bending moment at point B?
minus 290.
Minus 290 Newton meter, not kilonewton meter, huh? Newton meter. Then BM at C. Tell me the number of forces present to the left side.
3.
3 forces. One is the 200 Newton, another is the reaction RB. आणि किती मीटरचं युडीएल आहे पॉइंट सी च्या लेफ्ट साइडला?
8 meter.
8 meters. So starting from first, minus 200 into distance between AC.
8.
8 meter, correct. 8 meter plus RB reaction किती काढले आपण? 1000 आणि डिस्टन्स बिटवीन B and C 7 meter. 1000 into 7 मायनस किती मीटरचं युडीएल आहे? 180 into 7 मीटरचं युडीएल आहे. त्याचा सेंटर पॉइंट काय येणार आहे?
3.5.
8 मीटरचं युडीएल आहे. 180 into 8 is the W into length. त्याचा सेंटर पॉइंट काय येणार आहे मग? 8 मीटरचा सेंटर पॉइंट 4. Tell me the bending moment. इथं मी 180 into 8 हे लिहितोय म्हणजे काय लिहितोय? त्या 8 मीटरच्या युडीएलचं पॉइंट लोड मध्ये कन्वर्ट करतोय आणि हे 4 मीटर म्हणजे काय करतोय? 8 मीटरचा सेंटर पॉइंट मध्ये 4 मीटर.
minus 360 Newton meter.
Minus 360 Newton meter. Then BM at D. Tell me the number of forces present to the left side. पॉइंट डी च्या लेफ्ट साइडला टोटल किती फोर्सेस आहेत?
4.
4. न्यूटनचा फोर्स, एक रिएक्शन आरबी, एक रिएक्शन आरसी आणि टोटल किती मीटरचं युडीएल आहे आता?
10.
युडीएल आहे. Therefore T minus 200 into 10 प्लस रिएक्शन आरबी, बी आणि डी मधलं डिस्टन्स किती दिलंय बघा? हे 7 मीटर आणि हे राहिलेलं 2. 7 आणि 2 9. रिएक्शन आरसी अगेन 1000. सी आणि डी मधलं डिस्टन्स किती दिले बघा? 2 मीटर आणि टोटल युडीएल म्हणजे 180 into 10. व्हॉट इज द सेंटर पॉइंट? 5. नाउ टेक द बेंडिंग मोमेंट ऍट पॉइंट डी. काढायची गरज नाही तरी पण ते 0 येते का बघा. This is the end point of that particular beam. Therefore, we are not required to go for the calculation. But then also we'll check whether it is 0 or not.
सर BM at C चुकीचं वाटलं.
Bending moment at
C
हा
चुकलंय.
किती?
सर बेंडिंग मुवमेंट ऍट सी प्लस यायला पाहिजे ना.
प्लस 4680.
How much?
प्लस 4680.
4680. Bending moment at point C.
हा.
How? minus 200 into 80
1600
plus
आणि 700
1007 minus
700
into 8 into 4
720
720.
म्हणजे
Then
एकूण टोटल प्लस 4680 यायला पाहिजे मायनस
4680 यायला पाहिजे सर.
4680.
हा येस सर.
7000 मायनस 1600 आणि
8
720
into 4 minus it becomes plus. Then how 360? You check your calculation part. 1000 you have taken positive or negative?
पॉझिटिव्ह.
पॉझिटिव्ह.
सर क्लॉकवाईज आहे ना तो.
हा बरोबर. It is clockwise. 8 meter, correct. Then how you got the minus 360?
सर मायनस 360 च्यात आहे.
सर मायनस 360 येते.
मायनस 360 येत आहे सर.
Our
त्यांनी
calculation
मगाशी
part.
एक घेतला नसेल.
Please check your calculation. Those who got the 4000 something. Minus 200 into 8. Again minus 180 into 8 into 4. Plus 1000 into 7.
minus 360.
Minus 360 येते. Okay, then
Yes,
go
sir.
for the येते का 4000 something कुणाचा आलेला आहे बघा कॅल्क्युलेशन पार्ट. Then go for the maximum BM calculation. Maximum BM calculation at Q. BM at Q. Now from the figure, please tell me how many forces are present to the left side of the point Q. Yes, how many forces are present to the left side of the point Q?
2 3
2 or 3, including UDL also.
3
3 forces are
3
present. One is 200 Newton, another is reaction RB, आणि ह्या Q च्या लेफ्ट साइडला प्लीज टेल मी किती मीटरचं UDL प्रेझेंट आहे बघा. BQ डिस्टन्स तुम्हाला माहित आहे किती 3.88 आणि राहिलेलं AB डिस्टन्स 1 मीटर म्हणजे टोटल किती मीटरचं UDL प्रेझेंट आहे
4.88
4.88.
4.88.
Now start from the calculation from the left side. Minus 200 into multiplying distance
4.88.
yes
4.88
4.88 plus RB 1000 into distance point B आणि Q मधलं डिस्टन्स किती काढले
3.88.
3.88 मायनस आता 3.88 प्लस 1 टोटल 4.88 मीटरचं UDL प्रेझेंट आहे. त्याचं जर आपण पॉइंट लोड मध्ये कन्वर्ट केलं तर W म्हणजे 180 मल्टिप्लाइंग डिस्टन्स 4.88 आणि 4.88 चा सेंटर पॉइंट म्हणजे काय असणार आहे 4.88 डिवाइडेड बाय 2 and then you will get the maximum bending moment at point Q. Now go for the calculation. What I have taken minus 200.
760.70.
Yes.
760.70.
760.70 Newton meter. And it is always maximum. If you compare the bending moment at point A, B, C, D, it is less as compared to the point Q. So previous calculation minus 360. जर नाल नव्हतं तर नाल आहे का? Yes. 4000 something.
Yes, sir. ते दिसत नव्हतं.
Okay. Now go for the bending moment diagram. This is point A, B, Q, C, and D. Point A always equal to 0. Bending moment at point B minus 290. Minus 290 म्हणजे point B कुठं असणार आहे खाली minus 290. Then bending moment at Q, it is positive. Therefore here 760.70. 760.70. At point C, what is the value? Minus 360. So here minus 360, and at point D 0. Now please tell me, from point A to D, UDL is present. So all the points are joined by which curve?
Parabolic.
Parabolic. Therefore you can see here AB distance, this is the parabolic curve. Then BQ distance, this is parabolic. Then QC distance, here again this is parabolic, and this CD distance, again this is parabolic. So this is negative, this is positive, this is negative. So you can see at point Q the shear force is 0, but bending moment is maximum. How much amount? 760.70 Newton meter. So this is also one more problem based on the overhanging beam. So please check, this particular problem is very important. The UDL is spread on the entire length. So we have taken the UDL as well as one point load, then SF calculation, then BM calculation. For that purpose, we have to calculate the X distance. So while calculating the maximum bending moment, consider all the forces which are present to the left side. मग ते forces consider करताना सगळ्या रिएक्शन घ्यायच्या, सगळे पॉइंट लोड घ्यायचे, पण त्याच्यामध्ये पण बघायचं की त्या पॉइंटच्या लेफ्ट साइडला किती मीटरचं UDL आहे. तर तेवढ्या मीटरचं UDL मध्ये UDLचं पॉइंट लोड मध्ये कन्वर्ट करायचं असेल तर त्या UDL ची मॅग्निट्यूड इंटू ती लेंथ आणि इंटू लेंथ डिवाइडेड बाय 2, कारण बरोबर तो सेंटरला ऍक्ट होतो, त्यामुळे लेंथ डिवाइडेड बाय 2. सो प्लीज डोंट फॉरगेट टू टेक द इफेक्ट ऑफ UDL which is present to the left side of that particular point Q. If you forgot, your final answer will be wrong. So please check whether UDL is present or not. If UDL is not there, you're not required to take that particular effect. Only we have to measure the number of point loads. But if UDL is there, 101% we have to consider the effect of it. So only we have to convert into the point load, and again you have to multiply by distance, that is force into perpendicular distance. Getting? Have got this particular problem? Anybody is having any problem?
सर BM at D minus 4000 देता है.
Minus
4000.
minus 4000.
सर
minus
1000 into 2 ला पॉझिटिव्ह चिन्ह येणार, तिथं निगेटिव्ह केलं की नाही?
yes. Sorry. Now please check, because RB and RC both are rotating in positive direction, no? Here by mistake I have written negative, means it is not.
Zero.
By mistake I have taken the negative, but you just understand the concept whether it is positive or negative. So don't take this calculation part as it is. Try to see the figure whether that reaction is rotating clockwise or anti-clockwise. Yes, have you got this particular problem? Yes, anybody is having any problem related to this overhanging beam? Same procedure is there, whatever we have followed for the simply supported beam. Not a single procedure will be different. only type of beam will be different. In that simply supported beam we have taken here, we have taken the overhanging beam. And how to identify the overhanging beam? Just we have to see their end portions. Whether it is extended beyond the limit or beyond the support, then it will be considered as a overhanging. If it is supported at the two ends only, then that beam will be the simply supported. Otherwise, the reaction calculation, SF calculation, BM calculation, SFD, BMD, all the procedure will be same for the simply supported beam and for the overhanging beam. And from this particular two types, only you have to understood that how to represent the point of contrast shear in case of a shear force diagram. Then at that point, how to calculate the maximum bending moment. To calculate the maximum bending moment, first of all, we have to calculate the x distance. After the x distance calculation, we have to calculate the maximum bending moment at that particular point. And automatically, whenever we are doing the calculation of bending moment, automatically you will get the bending moment at maximum where the shear force is 0. Okay, so these are the two sample problems which we have solved based on the overhanging beam. Now, the third type of the beam, that is SFD and BMD for the cantilever beam. SFD and BMD for the cantilever beam. So here, in case of a cantilever beam, here we have to change one sign convention. In case of a simply supported and in case of a overhanging beam, we have started shear force calculation, bending moment calculation from the left side only. Both calculation we have started from the left side. But in case of a cantilever beam, you can see here, for the cantilever beam, the SF calculation will be start from the left side. If we are starting the SF calculation from the left side, take upward forces as a positive and downward forces as a negative. If I will start the BM calculation also from the left side, clockwise movement positive I have taken, anti-clockwise movement I have taken it as a negative. If both the calculations I will start from the left side. Similarly, in case of a cantilever beam, I will start the SF calculation from the left side, and in case of a SF calculation, only the forces we are considering. If it is moving upward, take positive. If it is moving downward, take negative. But in case of a cantilever beam, the BM calculation will be start from the right side. This is the difference, because if we will start the BM calculation from the right side for the cantilever beam, your calculation part becomes very, very simple. Therefore, we are starting BM calculation of cantilever beam from the right side. जर ते आपण लेफ्ट साइड पासून स्टार्ट केलं असतं तरी क्लॉकवाइज मुवमेंट पॉझिटिव्ह आला असता, अँटी क्लॉकवाइज मुवमेंट निगेटिव्ह आला असता. दॅट वी हॅव डिस्कस्ड इन दी सिम्पली सपोर्टेड अँड द ओव्हरहँगिंग बीम. बट इन केस ऑफ ए कॅन्टिलिव्हर, only BM calculation I have to start from the left side of the beam, right side of the beam. Therefore, clockwise movement I am taking negative and anti-clockwise movement I am taking positive. Exactly opposite to the simply supported beam and the overhanging beam. This is the basic difference between the sign convention of the simply supported, overhanging and the cantilever beam. In all the types of beam, simply supported, overhanging and the cantilever, SF calculation I will start from the left side only. त्यामुळे वर जाणारे फोर्सेस पॉझिटिव्ह, खाली येणारे फोर्सेस निगेटिव्ह. आणि इन केस ऑफ ए बीएम कॅल्क्युलेशन, सिम्पली सपोर्टेड अँड ओव्हरहँगिंग, वी आर स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द लेफ्ट साइड. त्यामुळे क्लॉकवाइज मुवमेंट आणि क्लॉकवाइज कपल आपण काय करते, पॉझिटिव्ह कन्सिडर करतोय, आणि अँटी क्लॉकवाइज मुवमेंट अँड अँटी क्लॉकवाइज कपल आपण काय करतोय, निगेटिव्ह कन्सिडर करतोय. पण कॅन्टिलेव्हर बीम मध्ये जर आपल्याला बीएम कॅल्क्युलेशन करायचं असेल तर ते बीएम कॅल्क्युलेशन आपण कुठल्या साइड पासून स्टार्ट करतोय, तर राईट साइड पासून स्टार्ट करतोय. म्हणजे तुमची कॅल्क्युलेशन पोझिशन चेंज झाली लेफ्ट पासून राईट पासून, मग कॅल्क्युलेशन पोझिशन जर राईट पासून स्टार्ट केली असेल तर त्याचं साइन कन्व्हेन्शन पण काय होणार, चेंज होणार. मग तिकडे लेफ्ट साइडला असताना क्लॉकवाईज मुवमेंट आपण पॉझिटिव्ह घेत होतो आणि अँटी क्लॉकवाईज मुवमेंट निगेटिव्ह घेत होतो. पण हे तर आपण कॅल्क्युलेशनच राईट साइड पासून स्टार्ट करतोय, त्यामुळं क्लॉकवाईज मुवमेंट आपण काय घेतोय, निगेटिव्ह घेतोय, आणि अँटी क्लॉकवाईज मुवमेंट काय घेतोय, पॉझिटिव्ह घेतोय. बिकॉज इफ आय विल टेक this particular calculation from the right side for the cantilever beam, your calculation parts becomes very simple. That's why only we are starting the BM calculation for the cantilever beam from the right side of the beam. So therefore you have to please keep this particular change in sign convention in your mind for the simply supported beam, for the overhanging beam, and for the cantilever beam. SF calculation, it will be start from left side, therefore upward forces positive, downward forces negative. But in case of a BM calculation for simply supported and overhanging, BM calculation will be from left side, therefore clockwise movement positive, anti-clockwise movement negative. पण तेच BM calculation आपण कॅन्टिलिव्हर मध्ये राईट पासून स्टार्ट करतोय, त्यामुळे त्या ठिकाणी क्लॉकवाईज मुवमेंटला आपल्याला काय करायचंय, निगेटिव्ह घ्यायचंय, आणि अँटी क्लॉकवाईज मुवमेंटला आपल्याला काय करायचंय, पॉझिटिव्ह घेतले. जर आपण बीएम कॅल्क्युलेशन कॅन्टिलिव्हर बीमचं जर राईट पासून स्टार्ट केलं तर तुमचं कॅल्क्युलेशन पार्ट्स बिकम्स व्हेरी सिम्पल. Therefore only we are taking that BM calculation from the right side of the cantilever beam. So this is the basic sign conventions for the cantilever beam related to the SF calculation and related to the BM calculation. So please keep this particular point. If the cantilever beam will be given to you to draw the SFD and BMD, SF calculation left side, BM calculation right side, त्यामुळं clockwise movement positive, clockwise movement negative, anti-clockwise movement positive. So only this much change is there in case of a cantilever beam. Otherwise, another calculation part is very simple for the cantilever beam. So this is about the basic sign conventions for the SFD and BMD for the cantilever beam. And based on this, just I have to take the one problem. And as we know that we have seen the different types of the supports. So these supports also we have seen. This particular support is called as a fixed support. This support is called as a fixed support. And it is having the two reactions. One is Rx. Sorry, this is Ry. Another is Rx. Also, it is having movement also. So whenever the fixed support is given, that fixed support is having the two reactions. One is horizontal, that is reaction Rx. Another is vertical, which is called as the Ry. As well as this fixed support represents movement about that particular point only. But in case of a SF and BM calculation, only we are considering the vertical forces, means we are considering only Ry. The effect of Rx, it will not be considered in the shear force calculation and in the bending moment calculation. Therefore, always we are taking only one reaction, that is vertical, and we are calculating the movement at that particular fixed support. So this is the basic difference between the simply supported cantilever and the overhanging beam. In case of a simply supported or in case of a overhanging beam, sometimes only the hinged support will be given, roller support will be given. But in case of a cantilever beam, as the name itself suggests that one end is fixed. Cantilever definition काय आहे? The beam whose one end is fixed and another end is free, that particular beam is called as a cantilever beam. जो काय फिक्स्ड साइड असते त्या फिक्स्ड साइडला टोटल 3 रिएक्शन असते, एक हॉरिझॉन्टल, एक व्हर्टिकल, एक मूवमेंट. ओके, त्यामुळे हॉरिझॉन्टल रिएक्शन कन्सिडर करत नाही. We are considering only vertical reaction Ry and दूसरा म्हणजे movement. So this is the related to the fixed support, and these are the sign conventions. SF calculation left side, BM calculation right side. Okay, so this is about the sign conventions which we have to use for the cantilever beam. Now I will take one sample problem based on the cantilever beam. This is the cantilever beam whose one end is fixed, another end is free. It is subjected to the point load. Okay, this is point A, B, C, and D. The first point load is 400 kilonewton. The next 300 kilonewton, and the point load applied at free end 500 kilonewton. Okay, then the distance AB 0.5 meter, BC again 0.5 meter, and CD again 0.5 meter. Okay. Now here at the fixed point A, one reaction is there. Reaction RA. आपल्याला फक्त vertical reaction consider करायचे, त्यामुळे only I have taken the reaction RA. Now if I have to go for the reaction calculation RA, reaction calculation, upward forces positive, downward forces negative. Starting from the left side, reaction RA moving in upward, therefore positive, minus 400 downward, minus 300 downward, minus 500 downward is equal to 0. So what is the reaction RA? What is the reaction RA? 1200 Newton. Here only one reaction is there. In case of a simply supported and in case of a overhanging beam, we have calculated the two reactions because two supports are there. Simply supported मध्ये आणि overhanging मध्ये दोन सपोर्ट होते, त्यामुळे आपल्याला दोन्ही रिएक्शन काढणं गरजेचं होतं. बट हियर ओनली वन रिएक्शन इज देअर का, तर एकाच बाजूला सपोर्ट आहे आणि दुसऱ्या बाजूला बीम टोटली फ्री आहे. देअरफॉर वी हॅव टेकन ओनली रिएक्शन कॅल्क्युलेशन. त्यामुळे बेंडिंग कॅल्क्युलेशन काढायची गरज नाही. आपण त्याच्यामध्ये काय करत होतो, सॉरी, किलो न्यूटन. In case of a simply supported and overhanging beam, we are making the summation of vertical forces is equal to 0. त्याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला इक्वेशन येतानाच RA plus RB is equal to 200, RA plus RB is equal to this much. पण ह्याच्यामध्ये एकच रिएक्शन असल्यामुळं पुढचं कॅल्क्युलेशन करायची गरज नाही. डायरेक्टली यू विल गेट वन रिएक्शन, दॅट इज RA is equal to 1200 kilonewton. Then second, SF calculation. SF calculation, start from left side. This is very important. Left side means again upward forces positive, downward forces negative. So SF at A, reaction is there, that means without load 0 kilonewton. SF at A with load means reaction we have calculated how much, it is positive, that is 1200 kilonewton. SF at B without load. Why? Because at point B one point load is there, so without load. Left side किती forces आहेत? 1 कुठला? 1200 kilonewton as it is. SF at B with load किती येणार आहे? विदाउट लोड तर 1200 आहेच. विथ लोड म्हणजे त्याच्यावरचा लोड कन्सिडर केला -400 किती येतोय? 800 kilonewton. SF at C विदाउट लोड, मग लेफ्ट साइडला किती फोर्सेस आहेत? सीच्या लेफ्ट साइडला one reaction is there and another point load at the RB is there, means 400. Again you will get 800 kilonewton. SF at C with load, without load तर 800 आहेच, with load म्हणजे काय करणार? -300 किती आले? 500. And last point, SF at D विदाउट लोड. मग लेफ्ट साइडला किती फोर्सेस आहेत डीच्या? हाऊ मेनी फोर्सेस आर देअर?
3.
3. त्यातला एक म्हणजे 1200 वर चाललाय, -400 -300 इज इक्वल टू 500 kilonewton. And SF at D with load, पॉइंट डी वर किती लोड ऍक्ट झालेला आहे? 500 -500 इज इक्वल टू 0. स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट, एंड पॉइंट काय आला? 0 आला. So your middle calculation is correct. Now go for the SF diagram. This is point A, B, C and D. Point A without load 0, with load 1200 kilonewton. Point B without load 1200 kilonewton, with load 800 kilonewton. Point C without load 800 kilonewton. Point C with load 500 kilonewton. Point D without load 500 kilonewton and with load 0. So this is your shear force diagram for the cantilever beam. Only without load and with load condition it will be applicable for all the points, because at all the points either reaction is present or either point load is present. Therefore, starting from point A, here we have started the SF calculation from the left side. That means from point A we have started the SF calculation. Therefore, upward forces positive, downward forces we have taken as a negative. Then next, third, BM calculation. Here part is very important. Right side. मग काय असणार आहे? क्लॉकवाइज मुवमेंट निगेटिव्ह, अँटी क्लॉकवाइज मुवमेंट पॉझिटिव्ह. मला सांगा फिगर मध्ये राईट साइडला म्हणजे कुठल्या पॉइंट पासून आपल्याला बीएम कॅल्क्युलेशन स्टार्ट करावं लागेल? डी. बीएम ऍट डी काय असणार आहे?
0.
का तर पॉइंट डी च्या राईट साइडला एक तरी फोर्स प्रेझेंट आहे का? नाही. Therefore it is 0 kilonewton meter. BM at C. C च्या राईट साइडला, कारण आपण राईट साइड पासून करतोय, राईट साइडला किती फोर्सेस आहेत?
500.
पण जर तो 500 सी ला जर रिझॉल्व केला तर कसा रोटेट होतोय? क्लॉकवाइज का अँटी क्लॉकवाइज?
क्लॉकवाइज.
क्लॉकवाइज मुवमेंट आपल्याला कशी घ्यायची राईट साइड पासून?
निगेटिव्ह.
-500 into 0.5 किती येते आन्सर?
-250.
-250 kilonewton meter. Then BM at B किती फोर्सेस आहेत राईट साइडला?
2.
मग स्टार्टिंग -500 into डिस्टन्स
1.
बी आणि डी मध्ये डिस्टन्स 1 मायनस सी चा फोर्स 300 into 0.5 किती येते बघा?
100.
How much?
-350.
-60.
-650.
-650 kilonewton meter. And last, BM at A किती फोर्सेस आहेत टोटल याच्या राईट साइडला? 3. स्टार्ट -500 into 1.5. ओके, -300 into 1 and -400 into 0.5 किती आला पॉइंट ए ला बेंडिंग मोमेंट?
-1250.
-1250 kilonewton meter. So this is your बीएम कॅल्क्युलेशन. म्हणजे बघा आपण ह्या फिक्स्ड सपोर्टला काय म्हणतो, त्या फिक्स्ड सपोर्टला टोटल 3 रिॲक्शन असते, एक व्हर्टिकल रिॲक्शन, एक हॉरिझॉन्टल रिॲक्शन, आणि ह्याच पॉईंट ए ला एक मुवमेंट पण असतो. मग तो मुवमेंट म्हणजे कुठला आला हा, -1250 किलो न्यूटन मीटर. Then draw the bending moment diagram. A, B, C and D. This is 0 point. Point C ला किती आहे व्हॅल्यू, -250. पॉइंट B ला किती आहे, -650. and point A ला -1250. -1520 किलो न्यूटन मीटर, -650 किलो न्यूटन मीटर and -250 किलो न्यूटन meter. Tell me all the distance, all the lines or all the points are joined by the inclined line or the curve. The beam is subjected to the point load. SFD diagram मध्ये आपण सगळे points we have drawn either by horizontal line or vertical line. Here inclined line or parabolic curve.
inclined line.
Inclined line.
inclined UDL नाही आहे.
Yes. So here inclined line. Here it is looking like parabolic curve. Just you just understand that this is the inclined line only. This is negative. So this is SFD and this is BMD. There are 90 to 95% problems are there for the cantilever beam in which always your shear force diagram will be in only positive region and your bending moment diagram will be in negative region. 90 ते 95% प्रॉब्लेम कॅन्टिलिव्हर बीमचे असे आहेत की ज्याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला शियर फोर्स डायग्राम ही कायम पॉझिटिव्ह मध्येच मिळणार आहे, म्हणजे पॉझिटिव्ह रिजन मध्येच, आणि बेंडिंग मोमेंट डायग्राम ही कायम निगेटिव्ह रिजन मध्येच मिळणार. का तर आपण राईट पासून स्टार्ट केल्यामुळं जे काही कॅल्क्युलेशन आपण करतोय त्या प्रत्येक कॅल्क्युलेशनला निगेटिव्ह साईन येते. का तर प्रत्येक मुवमेंट ही क्लॉकवाईजच येते आहे आणि राईट पासून स्टार्ट केल्यामुळं प्रत्येक मुवमेंटला क्लॉकवाईज म्हणजे आपण प्रत्येक मुवमेंटला काय करतोय तर निगेटिव्ह साईन घेतो. Therefore always 90 to 95% problems are there in which for cantilever beam only your shear force diagram will be always in positive region and the bending moment diagram will be in always negative region. There are very less chances in which you will get the point of contra shear and the point of contra flexure in case of a cantilever beam. Otherwise there is no any possibility to obtain the point of contra shear and point of contra flexure in case of a cantilever beam only. Otherwise, in case of a simply supported, in case of a overhanging, you will get the point of contra flexure and you will get the point of contra shear, 101%. But here there are very less chances to get point of contra shear and the point of contra flexure. Have understood the problem based on the cantilever beam? Again, we'll take some 2-3 problems based on in the next lecture. But have you understood this particular sign convention? SF calculation the same. There is no any change. Only we have to start BM calculation from the right side, due to which we have taken all the clockwise movement as a negative. Getting? Anybody have any problem for the cantilever beam?
No sir.
No sir.
Okay. So what about others?
No sir.
Have you understood? Everyone, have you understood this particular part? Problems on the cantilever beam?
Yes sir.
Okay. Okay. So with this, today we will stop here. In the next lecture, we will take some another 3 to 4 problems based on the cantilever beam.